The Kilmarnock manager, Alec Totten, wasn't flavour of the month with the fans recently. All is sweetness and light again. Although the Rugby Park boss says the supporters must get real. With the old firm about, clubs like Killie are playing in a two-speed league. Alec Totten is urging Kilmarnock fans to be realistic about what they expect the club to achieve this season. The Rugby Park manager says Scotland's Premier Division is now a two-speed league, and with Rangers and Celtic stretching away at the top, he reckons that Killie and the rest of the Premier sides are playing for consolation prizes. Let's get one thing straight. There is no crisis at Kilmarnock. Yes, Alec Totten has taken some flack from the fans, but after guiding the Premier Division's youngest squad to a win last week over Wraith Rovers and a draw at Tannadice, Killie supporters have dealt him some much appreciated breathing space.
I like the fans to be patient here, but I mean, I think the ordinary fan now is very fickle, you know, and they're very impatient really. And they want results yesterday sort of thing, but I think they've got to be realistic. But we're trying very, very hard to get it right, because I see there are loyal support here. I mean, I took a stick at the Motherwell game, but at Tannadice they were fantastic to me. The game last Saturday against Wraith Rovers, which we won, I mean, encouraged the team from start to finish, even though we were a goal down early on, and so that was great from the players said after the game, so the fans were terrific, you know. So, but they're very, very loyal, and I'd love to bring success for them.
A sense of realism is what many Premier Division clubs like Kilmarnock are trying to encourage in their fans. Whilst a good cup run is always welcomed, are expectations too high among supporters about their league fortunes, particularly with the financial muscle available to the old firm clubs?
Rangers and Celtic now financially are far away from everyone else now. You know, no one else can compete. So I think the money they spend, I mean, obviously they're looking to win the league. But I say the Kilmarnocks, we've got our own league to win, if you like, and that's the most important thing for us. I say we finished 7th last season. I'd love to finish above that. What we're looking for is Europe, and winning a cup of some sort, that would be great. But I've said for years and years, Hazel, there should be 16 teams in the Premier League. I think 10's too tight. Even the Highland League has got 16 teams. If you look at all the countries in Europe, they've got 16, 18, 20 teams, you know, so 10 is far, far too tight. And I'd like to go back to playing each other twice. I think the novelty of Rangers coming here once a season, Celtic coming once a season.
Unlike Rangers and Celtic, Alec Totten has had funds to buy just one player in the last 18 months. That's because Kilmarnock have spent big on their ground. Again, it was a question of money which prevented them from landing Mark Hateley in pre-season, but the boss cheerfully accepts the situation at Rugby Park.
A great disappointment didn't work out, but financially, obviously, we just couldn't cope. You know, we've got a beautiful stadium here, but we're £3.5 million in debt. Well, you can imagine the interest we're paying in that a year, and any money has been forthcome before has been the kindness of Mr. Moffat, our chairman, and so it was a big disappointment at the time. But I say we've got over that now, and we've got a good set of players here, and they're working extremely hard to bring success to the club. The hard bit is 3 o'clock to 25 on a Saturday, and sometimes you smile at 25 and sometimes you don't. But I say it's part and parcel of the game.
Dunfermline boasts some of the tallest players in the league, so they're always a danger in the air, and that proves the point. 2 minutes gone, Andy Smith makes it 1-0 Dunfermline. The corner kick, flown in, and there's Smith at the back post. Easy enough. Then Petrie had a chance to increase the lead. A blunder there by Gus MacPherson. Petrie's off and running, but he slips it just wide. Lekovic and the Killie goal relieved to see that go by. But then Kilmarnock get level. Billy Findlay did well there with Tom Brown. He took the return pass and blasted it home. 1 each. He was pleased with that finish, and no wonder. A great strike. But Dunfermline were very much on top in this first half, and they should easily have gone back ahead. Then Beeman's cross set up Craig Robertson. Lekovic read it well. Where was the marking though? But he kept the scoreline level going into half-time. A tip over here from Hamish French. But just after the restart, Dunfermline went ahead again. Just as they'd done at the start of this game, they hit them hard. Andy Smith on the right. Not the scorer this time, but the provider. There's Jerry Britton at the back post. Totten will not be happy with the marking again there inside the box. A good cross. And there was Britton. 2-1 to the Pars. And they were in the mood now. Alan Moore did well here. The good cross. Britton again. And a good save there by Lekovic. And then one final chance and it fell Dunfermline's way. Another cross. Lekovic did even better there. But he was on the losing side.